natural on this map, which might make expanding just a little bit easier. And indeed, we do have Tefl going for that second hatchery right away.
A little bit of an unusual choice there as well. For a Zerg, it's slightly more common to go for the out of base natural first, because Zerg generally don't care about chokes so much when they're defending. When they're defending or attacking, they generally want an open space to get a surround on their opponent. And if you go for the more aggressive third down here, then you get that. You get that creep spread going a bit faster towards your opponent. So it's usually better for attacking and defending to go for the lower ground natural, but sometimes you feel a little bit safe against Reapers if you go for this in-base natural. So I guess Tefl has in the back of his mind at least that Semper might be going for a really tempo forward sort of like Reaper aggressive build. And we certainly see at least one Reaper coming out from him in the early game here, so we'll see.
Yeah, we do have a Marine coming out now, so it's not going to be huge Reaper pressure. The Overlord spots the Reaper coming out, so he knows that this is going to happen, but it's nothing too scary. I mean, Queens are coming out, the spawning pool's finished. It's just a Reaper to kind of see what's up and do any harass it can.
Yeah, I mean, generally, scouting Reaper, especially in Legs of the Void with that KDA charge, gets some great scouting done, and it very much has the potential, not quite guaranteed, but almost as good as to do some damage. It's certainly very easy to pick up like at least one drone.
Interesting choice here from Tefl. He's already getting a lair.
Ooh,
so
man, that is fast before speed.
That is an extremely fast lair.
Yeah, and in the face of the Reaper, like he had his queen quite far out on the edge of his creep from his main there, so kind of discouraging scouting. But it would be very, very easy for Semper if he committed the Reaper. If he just sacked it in for a scout, he'd have no problem. Semper would seeing that there.
You can tell Semper's to get in. Did he catch that? That is the question.
He did.
Looks like he did.
He's seen the lair.
Yeah.
Man.
So the question is now, it is going to be a quicker Spire from Tefl, so he is going to go for a bit of a 2-base Muta here.
Yeah, only off 3 gas though, which is a little unusual, but considering just how fast it was, not too surprising. You can't really go for like 4 gas into a lair and then a Spire without utterly crippling your econ.
Yeah.
Really nice queen positioning here by Tefl as well, actually blocking the ramp to the Hellions until the KDA charge comes that in, but still, he kills 1 Hellion. His queens get there in time to defend it all, so a really good result. He gets a relatively tiny 3rd base for a fast 2-base Spire build. Oh, but the Hellions don't quite manage to get in. Oh, one of them gets in, but that's even worse than like none of them getting in, really. Because you just tempt Semper in and he loses another Hellion for nothing.
Yeah. Looks like we do have Liberators now coming out though for Semper. I did see at least one come out. Not sure if he's going to continue that once he realizes Muta. Well, he probably will continue that if he does see the Muta come out. But the question is, will they still be in production now? He's getting tanks. He's playing pretty normal at this point. You know, he's getting tanks. I saw a Liberator earlier. He's getting another command center, another barracks. So he's got his eye out, but he's not overdoing it in any way.
Yeah, no. But aside from anything else, just seeing no speed on the Zerglings is really telling at this point that your opponent is committing super heavily to some kind of big gas sink. Liberator does come in here, gets 3 drones, forces a pull of all the drones as well. There's something a lot of Zergs do, is just pull every single drone when a Liberator comes in. All you need to do is pull like 2 or 3 mineral patches, and man, 2-3 drones go down extra. And now the moves come out and take it out. Obviously this alerts Semper to the exact Muta timing as well. So he already has a missile toss on the way. A little early, but hey, better safe than sorry. And yeah, he shouldn't take a huge amount of damage from these Mutas.
Yeah, the Mutas are coming out. Semper, you know, he sees it, and like you said, there's turrets ready. Semper's definitely ready for these Mutas. They might get a little bit of harass, but overall, as you said, not much damage, and Semper will be able to defend this just fine.
Yeah, 3 damage. Oh, he's already got a missile turret like pre-placed here at his third base. So this
Yeah.
one can fly whenever it wants. Unit count not super high for Semper. He's been focusing a little on harassing with that Liberator going up to it quite fast. But equally, Tefl sacrificed just as much kind of later power for that tech in the form of mutas, and they both find their upgrade starting a little later than they normally would. Edge still goes to Semper though in that upgrade.
Yeah, I mean Tefl, he's just now starting speed. And getting Baneling speed as well. He is going Banelings. Might be a Ling Bling Muta style.
Yeah, looking more like that, especially with the attack upgrades. And obviously Link speed, Baneling speed. Infestation pick coming down as well. Going to be going super quickly up to Mutas and... sorry, Ultras. Mutas help with this as well. Just trying to keep your opponent in his base. That's the general Zerg strategy with Ling being Muta, is how quickly can I get Ultralisks out? Because Ultralisks, Legs to the Void, obviously incredibly powerful, and the longer you can keep your opponent in his base for, the better. And Mutas are a fantastic tool to do that.
Semper, though, moving across the map. Definitely, he's getting a lot of Banelings, though. I mean, Semper, though, we've seen his splits in the past. They're very strong. This is a lot of Zerg, though.
But on the other hand, Creep for Tefl looking pretty far out right now. It's definitely going to be a battle of micro, but if Semper attacks through this avenue onto the 4th base, he could do really well. It just looks like, yeah, Tefl's not going to allow him the opportunity to do that, and these medevacs start running out of boost, have to drop, and that means he has to trade these Marines away. And oh my god, every single medevac's going to go down as well to these Mutalisks, and this didn't turn out to a good move out for Semper.
Semper still has a little bit of army at home. He's got a tank, he's got Marines, he's got Widow Mines, but you know, Tefl, he has started his hive now. It's going to finish in a little bit. That's going to really help Tefl when those Ultralisks come out, and he really put himself ahead now. Yeah,
he's in a really, really good position. The Widow Mines are still need cleaning up, but it's not too much of a big deal. Yeah, I mean, Hive's about to finish up. He's definitely bought himself time to get up to Ultras and should have chitinous plating finishing up by the next time Semper starts to push out. And that's when, Ultras become really scary. That's what that changed in Legs to the Void that made them into such a big deal.
Yeah. It's like Semper, though, just he is moving forward a little bit. Not sure if he's just going to move out or if he's going to just kind of posture over here yet. It's still, the army supplies actually do kind of favor Semper here. 81 to 68. Looks like he is going for a push now. And pretty soon on this creep, Tefl will see it, but Mutas are... Okay, the Mutas are coming home. They know the attack's here. Widow Mine set up. Semper splitting pretty nicely here, doing a nice pre-split.
But equally, Tefl is getting the opportunity to set up his surround, and Semper is the one that actually has to move forward and be aggressive here. Doing it with a small group is exactly the right way he wants to push. Just a small group of bio, he can easily evacuate with it, run back, pick up in a medevac, and if Tefl actually moves forward to engage, he just pulls that small group back and moves into Semper's pre-split. Semper doesn't actually have a pre-split at the minute, so he needs to get that back up. Here we go. And this is kind of the dance of TVZ. Just a small group pushing forwards, not super committing until the right moment, but Tefl's just being very cautious and waiting for the correct moment to engage.
Yeah, Semper's very good at this, making sure that he gets correct positioning, very patient. Willing to wait for that perfect moment. The Ultralisks are out, though. Chitinous plating has not finished yet, so they're not as strong as they could be, but it's going to finish soon, and once there's a lot of Ultras out, life is going to get really tough for Semper.
Oh, yeah, for sure. I mean, what does he actually have in his army that deals with Ultras? Let's have a look at the units tab really quickly. 3 Liberators do okay. 10 Widow Mines, actually. Widow Mines do surprisingly well against Ultras. really high single target damage. If they hit right, they actually do quite a lot. That's a big if, and I don't know if Semper is one of those players who actually targets his winner mines. It's really quite difficult to do, so I guess we'll see when the engagement comes in, and Teffel looks like he's ready to take it.
Ooh, the Widow Mines, they do get a few shots off of the ultras. Ooh. Gets a lot done there. The Marines get into good position. Oh, the ultras.
Oh, but they're all trapped against the Banelings. They all die, though, before they go off from the Marines, and yeah, the Planetary Fortress goes down, but so does almost all of Teffel's army. And Semper looks like he's ready to push back. 5 ultras on the way, but they're going to take a while to arrive. Meanwhile, a drop's been going down at the 4th base. It's already taken out the 5th base, and Semper looks to have come out of this in a pretty good position.
Yeah, it was looking scary at first, but those Widow Mines did so much, as did the Liberators and the rest of the army. I mean, Semper really handled that well.
Oh, yeah. I mean, the engagement went kind of okay for him, but then him actually harassing behind it was so good. Taking out a base, and then half the mineral line from another base, and eventually the other base itself.
Yeah.
Such a great result.
Now the Liberators inching forward, forcing Teffel's units to fight in certain areas, which is really nice with those Liberators right now.
Yeah, for sure. Neosil frames coming in from Semper. Little bit unusual, but it'd be super cool if we saw something happen from it. All these ultras have popped now from Teffel, and Semper just has to disengage. He really can't fight into them. But
yeah,
waiting for the time. Teffel ... What's that mean?
I'm trying to decode that too. What's the ...
Is that like? I think.
Oh, is there
like
is there a lag?
Is he lagging, or is that just a?
It must be lag.
Yeah.
He had to pause twice. Maybe that's because yeah.
Yeah. I mean, obviously coming in with the servers now. Looks like they're just ready to start back straight up. But yeah, coming in with the different servers on each region can actually make a really big difference, especially when you're playing from Europe. West Coast being on completely the other side of America from Europe is quite a big deal. East Coast is only like, I think, 40 to 80 ping, whereas West Coast can be like 200.
Yeah. Again, while Teffel is moving forward to attack Semper, Semper has a medevac heading over to one of Teffel's bases, so we'll have a nice counter from Semper here.
Yeah, these Corruptors can't move too far forwards. Despite the high Liberator count, they really want to start poking away at that. Semper has plenty of Marines, and yeah, Semper actually drops over by the 5th base, but there's no 5th base there, and Teffel's going to engage in here. It just doesn't look like he quite has enough. The Liberator's all on siege for some reason, though. The Corruptor's mainly going down. There's no counter Liberator in the sky, and they're just going to pound away at these Ultras. All but one of them going down now, and it looks like Semper's mainly held. He's still got his drop going on, taking out the 5th base. Teffel, he's not happy with that game.
No, he was not.
Ooh.
There was also another, another attack during that all in there. I wouldn't call it all in, but during that attack there from Teffel, from Semper. So we did have that again where Semper was just going at the 5th base, but hopefully the server's okay for Teffel. I'm curious if the lag was really bad.
Well, I've just checked my settings because the person who makes the lobby is the one who decides the server, and I'm making the lobbies. Obviously, I'm in Europe as well, so I'm set to Eastern.
Yeah.
Should be best results for him as well, because he's if anything slightly further away from America than I am. So the pings did look a little high just when I checked my settings, but nothing like crazy more than it is usually. So what's our next map coming on? Prion. Gonna get that set up. Getting started with the unusual maps pretty early here, although I guess every map's a little unusual in this.
Yeah, there's a lot of weird maps in the map pool. Even a map like Dusk Towers, which a lot of players feel pretty comfortable on. Have some interesting things on them, like, Liberators